Alrighty. Daily recap, end of the week. So let's see what happened today on the market. GU, I was expecting price to potentially continue bullish as we're bullish on the daily, bullish on swing, but eventually I'm still expecting price to potentially give us um, that pullback to this demand. Uh, this demand doesn't have inducement, so my initial idea was to play that pullback to this demand and then continue bullish. All of these are mitigated except the extreme, but I doubt that we will reach the extreme. So for me, I was expecting price to potentially pull back and continue bullish. H4, H4 is bullish. Internal is bullish as well. We're in phase A2, so I wasn't really looking for buys. I mean, it would make sense to follow internal, but it just, I don't know, it's just not very strong to me. Doesn't make sense for me to follow internal when we can get that internal breaker structure at any time and start the pullback. So I wasn't really comfortable with looking for longs. But still, this was my extreme internal demand. And yeah, it didn't have any adjustments, so I was still expecting price to sweep it potentially. Looking at the M15, daily was, our bias was bullish. This was our last swing high, and then we had this as our swing low, this as our swing high. And yeah, price just gave us a chock yesterday and then continued bullish. Didn't give us any entry whatsoever. Even if it didn't give us an entry, it's not really high probability for me at least to look for a buy. It doesn't make sense to look for buys when at any moment we can just get that internal breaker structure, right? So we get the IBOS, the IBOS, that breaker structure. We have a new high, we started the pullback. Unfortunately, we didn't get any chock nor IBOS to follow price action to the downside. Although we got this small IBOS, but it didn't get any chock, right? And at any moment we could see this demand getting respected and price follow higher. So although looking back at it, looking back at it, we could, although if you count it as a breaker structure and expect this demand to break as it doesn't have any inducement, right? It wouldn't make sense. Why? It doesn't have inducement as well. So it's like, you know, your whole bias is based off this demand not having inducement. So we suppose that we're gonna break it. But if the supply that you want to sell from doesn't have inducement, it's kind of the same thing. So yeah, so it doesn't make sense. Yeah, and it didn't give us any entry as well, so it's not really something that I would look for. Then we didn't really have any demand to be aware of, I would say, except this one, the extreme one, but it's already mitigated, right? So the only demand that I had was that one, but it's just a small fractal pullback. Didn't achieve anything really, so it's not like something I would consider to look for longs. But price mitigated that one, and what I was expecting is potentially price to respect this internal structure and then give us a small entry from that supply, because that supply has inducement right here. Um, right? It achieved something because it gave us the chock, and yeah, I was expecting price to potentially follow through and push to the downside. So if I got any LC2A from here, right, I could see price continuing and looking for long sells from here. But it was already late, and price just swept that high, give us a chock, a bullish chock, and pushed to the downside. So yeah, now what happened is that we have um, a new internal structure, which would be that one, right? And that would be technically our internal high, which got broken, so we got an IBOS. So that's an IBOS. There you go. That would be our our strong swing low, which we swept, right? And looking at price, I would expect something like, let me just fix it. I would expect something like price to come back to one of the demands and push higher for now, because well, we fade to close below, right? So sellers are not in control anymore, and buyers gave us an eyeball. So for me, this is screaming longs. So this would be my internal low. My Let's say this way, yeah. My extreme demand would be this one, right? What I like about this demand is that it has inducement in front of it. Lovely, 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 very lovely. Where is it? There you go. This demand doesn't have inducement, so I'm not really worried about that demand, right? It doesn't have any inducement. I'll just put it there. There you go. So I'm not bothered about this this demand right here. Now, this is still our weak swing high. I'll just keep that in mind. All right. And yeah, although we could expect price to potentially continue lower, right? And start the pullback, but this is really not screaming sells for me. So I'm like, yes, this is the internal low, but we swept it. So looking for longs potentially. So this would be my internal high, H4 internal high. It's weak. Why? Because it failed to break our internal low. So this would be our internal high, and it's weak. Let me just type it there. This internal high is strong though. Why? Because it swept that low, and this internal low just broke that previous high. So it achieved something, right? Let me just put it there as our internal H4 internal there as well, and on the high as well. There, boom. All right. So what am I expecting here? Potentially price to continue bullish. For me, I was like, I need to see if this will hold, which it did. It held. All right, let's see now if this is strong enough or if this makes sense. Looking at the M15, it does. M15 is bullish, right? Price just went back slowly, swept low, gave us an eyeball. So eventually, this whole move was just a fake break for us to continue higher. Swept liquidity, give us a change in character, plus an internal break of structure. Internal is now bullish. Buyers took control, looking for price to continue bullish. Where can we get buys from? We only have one very clear demand, which would be that one. And that's it. That's the only demand I'm seeing. Yes, you could extend the whole range, as in the whole range like that. That could work too, right? But again, if we want to talk about refinement, right? This candle didn't close. This candle, next candle didn't close above this one. Same for this one. If you go from this one, did this candle break below the previous candle's high? Yes. Did this candle break below the previous candle's high? Yes. But it didn't close above. So I mean, you could argue, to be fair, because technically this closed above it. Yeah. So for me, I would just cover that low as well there. And yeah, but for me, I'll just keep in mind that this is the whole range, right? So let's just keep that in mind. And yeah, if I take a trade from here potentially, let's say I took a trade from here, depends on what, I'll cover the low or else just cover that big low. And if I get my 1, 2, 3 till the high, I'm very happy with that. So yeah, let's see. Let's just keep in mind that that was that is my that is my whole range. That is my whole sell to buy candle. So let's just keep that in mind. And that would be my internal high then. All right, and it's weak. Why? Because it failed to break below the internal low, right? So let's just wait for it. And that would be a strong one. Why? Because it gave us a new high, so and it broke the previous internal high. So yeah, that's what I would expect in GU. Looking for next week. And yeah, this week I just got my accounts got a trade, which was lost. Totally fine. That's fine. And I think yeah, I got it in GU just right there. That sell right there, but it just went to stop loss. Totally fine. Let's see next week if we can get more trades on GU. And yeah, but for now, let's take a look at EU and see what's going on. So looking at EU, daily is bearish, right? Let me just put my daily swing low. That would be my daily swing low here. That's daily swing low, and it's weak. Weak. There you go. All right. So looking for price to potentially, take price lower. Give us some sort of pullback at least until we get to demand and continue higher. But for that, I need some more confirmation on the lower time frame. So looking at higher time frame, looking at H4. This is still my internal low. Why? Well, this is my whole range again. H4 is there, strong high, weak high. We're bearish. We're in premium, mitigated the demand. Yes, it doesn't have inducement, so we could see price potentially break through it, which we would expect potentially. But before price does that, we could see some sort of pullback, right? So now we had that shock right there. Will it hold and price will continue bearish? Not sure. If it doesn't, then let me just see, because the issue that I have here is that all of these break the previous candle's high. So this is not a pullback to me, and I wouldn't count that as like an internal low, but I would understand if price just sweep that one and continue bullish. I would get it. So I need a firm close below this level to confirm that price won't continue bearish, in my opinion. Or else I need a medium time frame, very strong confirmation to the downside. But although we have the truck right here, right? This is not really convincing to me. It's not something that I would base my analysis on. But if let's say we just push lower, right? We'll just have a big range to play on, and then potentially target that demand. Although it doesn't have inducement, so I'll be wary of targeting that. We could see some sort of sweep or some sort of like pullback test here into continuation to the upside, or just push to the upside. I wouldn't be very surprised, although we reacted a lot of time, big rejection candles. So let's just be careful. Looking at the medium time frame, what happened today? All right, that was still my swing high. That's the thing, and it still is now. So that's my swing. My swing low, and that was my swing high. Price pulled back to a internal demand, gave us an IBOS, and price just pushed higher. Thing is, with this trade, I didn't really get into position here. Why? Because for me, it doesn't make sense that we got an IBOS high up there. I would love if we got an IBOS perhaps somewhere in here. So price just continued bearish, gave us an IBOS, right? Pulled back into our demand that has inducement, and then push higher. Although you could argue that I could take this trade, but the issue that I have here is that, well, even if I wanted to take this trade, it didn't give us any chalk or nor any really strong probability for it to push higher. We still had some extreme demands here, right, that we should be wary of. So because it's not in extreme, I need to wait for chalk, which it didn't until here. So it wasn't really convincing. And then price swept high and pushed lower. So not really anything on EU. I'm not convinced. We swept the high, right? Continued bearish, swept the high, swept the low. So it's just like it's looking like a consolidation for me. So I'm not really sure about what price will do. We just swept the high and pushed lower without anything. So yeah, I'm not really convinced about what price want to do. It's not looking clear for me, right? So internal is bearish now. Perhaps we'll start the pullback. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, that would be my potential internal high, I would say. Yeah. Um, but yeah, it doesn't make any sense to be fair. We swept high. That's still my swing low. Um, it's looking like a range consolidation. We could see some sort of push to the upside. That could happen. We had the chalk right there, so price can start that pullback, although it's perhaps in this case just an internal pullback, but at least we'll get it right, and we'll get it till premium minimum. So yeah, so I'm still expecting price to potentially continue bullish. Let's see. I'm not really keen into taking trades on EU. Not very clean. Not the best for me. We swept lows and highs. Not something that I would be looking to get into trades. So voila. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's just extend and put my chart OCD there. We have this demand here, and we have this extreme demand here that I doubt price will go to because they're very far away. Um, and yeah, so let's see what price will do for next week. I'm pretty sure that price will not pull back all the way here, and I'm not really convinced by this truck. Doesn't really, look very appealing to me. So we could see some sort of push to the upside because price still is looking for supplies to continue bearish. So um, let's see what price will do on EU. GU is looking a bit cleaner, right? Um, it makes sense as well. Looking to continue bullish. We swept all the highs here, so we have nothing really that would stop us from continuing bullish. Everything here is mitigated, so I think we will just sweep and continue bullish until we break that high minimum. Um, yeah, I think we're just pushing bullish. We could see some sort of pullback before continuing bullish. That could happen as well. But for that to happen, I need some sort of an IBOS, as I said. This truck is not convincing. So yeah, let's see what price will do for next week. This week only one trade. Didn't get much opportunity. Didn't have the accounts. That's fine. I'll do weekly recap tomorrow. Let's go through all the trades, or Sunday. Let's go through all the trades, see what trades I missed, what trades I could have took if I had the accounts and stuff, and yeah. So let's see what we'll do tomorrow. Cheers, guys.